Open the Books estimates that moratorium saved taxpayers around $141 billion and is calling for DOGE to revisit them. With us now is OpenTheBooks.com CEO John Hart. John, it's good to see you. So let's talk about this, because we had this ban on earmarks, which to me as a taxpayer was like, oh, finally somebody's going to stop the bridge to nowhere kind of stuff. And then in 2021, they came roaring back, and I would say roaring is a apt phrase for that. Do you think you can get them back on the banned list?
Yeah, I think so. It's great to be back on again. And look, back in 2011, Senator Tom Coburn, who I work for, we went after the bridge to nowhere in 2005. We lost that vote 82-15, but we won the battle with the American public because they knew that this money was wasteful. Harvard actually did a study. We've forgotten all the economic lessons on this, is that the districts represented by the prolific earmarxists, as we call them, those districts were worse off economically because what the members were doing was diverting scarce resources and capital to lower bang for the buck projects. And when members of Congress start to pick winners and losers, what they do is they punish the winners and subsidize losers. So we won that fight, and this ban, if you track the spending of where it was headed back in 2011, that gap in delta is $141 billion. And Coburn argued that earmarks are the gateway drug to spending addiction in Washington. So right after the earmark ban, Congress actually cut spending for the first time since the end of the Korean War, and we saved an additional $50 billion at least. So we proved that when Congress goes through the project of sobering up and not doing earmarks, it's much more effective at cutting spending. And fundamentally, taxpayers want lower inflation, they want higher wages, and we do that when we look for new things to cut and not new ways to spend. Right. So it's a really simple message that the president should deliver to Congress.
And people might dismiss, they have dismissed the work that Elon Musk and DOGE have done. What is $65 billion so far?
And counting.
But this is the beginning of something much bigger that Congress won't do, Republican or Democrat. And I just want to point out that the yield on the 10-year Treasury, our borrowing costs as a nation, dove today and have been falling for the last several days. A new low for the year, below 4.3%. And the lowest since early December. And that is a sign that fiscally President Trump and Musk are doing something right. But the Republicans won't even stand up for this, John. They love the earmarks. Look at Richard Shelby and the gift he got with that stupid omnibus that they passed in late 2022.
Yeah, right. Look, we fought an uphill battle for years with members of our own party, but we eventually won that fight, and we got President Obama, a Democrat, to agree to the earmark moratorium. Well, he went along with it. Mitch McConnell agreed to the earmark moratorium. So when you have the American people on your side, that is the force that you cannot stop. And I can tell you, having fought this fight before, that if members go after earmarks, they will be richly rewarded politically and economically by the electorate because it's basic common sense economics.
Thank you.